Alright, we are back and we're going to do a full day of eating. I had a super busy morning, so we're eating meal one a little late. It's 10:30. First things first though, baby needs lunch and we're going to give her some chicken nuggets. She fucking loves these things. So that'll be before my meal one, which today we're going to try and do cream of rice waffles again. If y'all saw my story on Instagram, I completely butchered my first go at it. It was absolutely terrible. They didn't cook, and they were too liquidy. And I tried 3 different times, 3 different, slightly different recipes. And today I've decided to actually just swap it over from my post meal to my breakfast. Because for breakfast I get whole eggs. So what I'm going to do is use the whole eggs in there and swap my rice out for cream of rice. And I get fruit with breakfast as well. So we're going to throw a little bit of banana in there. And then see if that fixes the problem. I also got a new waffle maker. I got the 4-slot waffle maker instead of just a single, like $9 one. That shit was way too cheap, so maybe that was also part of the problem. But chicken nuggets are cut. I'm gonna start getting together the waffle batter, and then we'll make some waffles. And I measure my protein powder. All right, Ben has me eating a specific amount of protein. So it's my responsibility to make sure I hit that marker. Not just 1 scoop, not just 1.5 scoop, actually weigh it out and hit the exact marker. And we're gonna add some baking powder to it. And then my salt, I still use salt packets to measure all my salt in my meals. To be honest with you, I don't know if this is gonna work. We're gonna find out though. I've watched other people make them. I've looked up the recipes online. This is why I do what I do in terms of keeping shit as simple as possible. Because once you get to this point, I'm always fucking it up. But we're gonna see today. But we got our cream of rice in here, our 2 whole eggs, our protein powder, our baking powder, right? Yeah, baking powder, our salt, a little bit of banana. We're gonna blend it up now and see what happens. Now I was hoping the eggs would do the trick, but might be too thick. Well, not might, it's probably gonna be too fucking thick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of almond milk. It seems like it may work. Definitely better than what I've done trying to work this in the past. We'll see what fucking happens. I'm excited if it works. I think we have success. They actually look like waffles. I think we figured it out. I will say this though. I wasn't quite expecting the amount it turned out. You know, I watch other people on YouTube make them, eat them, and they got like 4 on their plate at once. And I got fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. I got 10 waffles. I would say I don't know what happened, but I controlled all the ingredients. So I'm gonna eat them all because I know exactly what's in them. And then let's see how they taste. That's just pretty good. I wish they were a little crispier. But overall, I finally nailed something that is edible. Damn. Fat stack of waffles. So I'll see you guys for meal 2. right, back in the kitchen, meal number 2, and we're gonna make our ground beef at the same time because I'm already in here. So the trick with the fish and how I cook it, because I don't use sauces for the majority of my meals. Actually, I don't really use sauce at all now that I'm like thinking about it. But I'll cook it in lemon juice, and then my favorite Miss Dash lemon pepper seasoning. Salt free, because I had all my own salt still. Just how my brain operates, it's what's easiest for me. So yeah, we'll cook this up. We'll get the rice microwaved, and then we'll get the fish weighed out on the rice, throw it back in the pan, and that's when I cook it with the lemon juice. This also do what I do, and I rehydrate it with the lemon juice in the pan. So I'll microwave it for a minute, soften it up a little bit. When it goes back in the pan, that's when the lemon juice goes on top. And that's kind of how I rehydrate my rice. And I mean, we eat so much fucking rice in the house that we're making it every 2, maybe 3 days anyways, a big ass tub of it. So yeah, let me grab the rice. We'll let the fish cook for a little bit, and then I'll show you how we put it all together. This is the lettuce I use. Just Hearts of Romaine. I love this shit. We'll put some in there, like so. And we'll cruise back over, throw the fish on top. Grab some avocado, and we'll throw that on top. This is what I use for my avocado. It is from Sam's Club. I love these fucking things. And I want to say, I'm pretty sure they're just under 60 grams. We'll weigh it for the video. Oh, that kind of sucks. Biggest gripe is they don't always open. So I get 60 grams of avocado with this meal. Like I said, these cups make it so convenient. Actually right at the 50 gram mark, so. Could add a little more, but we'll call it there for now. And then salt packets. As always, every meal gets salted the same. Alright. Get this meal down, and then we will do our pre-gym meal probably 45 minutes after. I think we're gonna go train when Ember gets up today. Probably like that 4:15, 4:30 time frame. So I'll show you guys my pre-gym. And then we'll go get some chest done. So push, chest, shoulders, and we'll be back for meal number 3 after the gym. All right, so it's a lot later than I thought it was gonna be. It's 4:15, but the baby's just waking up. She's starting to get in the habit of just sleeping one really long nap a day now. So first things first, got her changed. Now we're getting her some milk. Gonna get that on the warmer, and then I will make my pre-gym, because it's about that time to go hit push. My current split is push, pull, rest, arms, legs, rest. And Ben has added, I do most of my own training. In fact, I do the majority of my training. Ben has input, of course. But ultimately, I kind of do my own training. So he has added 2 lat movements on arm days. So push, pull, rest, arms with 2 lat movements, and then legs, rest, repeat. I've been on this split for a year and a half now. I try not to overcomplicate things. I know a lot of people like their set days. A lot of people prefer, you know, Mondays this, Tuesdays this. They have their rest days, whatnot, but my life revolves around bodybuilding. So for me, it's easy to just say, okay, well, you know, 2 on, 1 off, and I get the job done. But let's get this pre-gym or bottle warmed up, and we'll get pre-gym going. So as always, raw RTD. I don't know how much more, you know, positive things I can say about these things. They were a huge staple all prep. For me, they're a huge staple now. I drink 1 to 2 a day right now. You know, sometimes I'll drink this in the morning. Sometimes I'll do the ground beef. This morning y'all saw waffles with protein powder in it. But yeah, these are lifesaver. If you guys can get your hands on these. I just drink the chocolate ones because they have them at Sam's Club in bulk, and I'm not gonna double the price for the same amount of them buying them from Vitamin Shop and whatnot. So a little trick or a little tip on that: find them at Sam's Club. And then we will be having same old 2 rice cakes with 10 grams of honey on them and 30 grams of raisins. Super simple, super efficient, super easy on digestion. Goes in quick, settles quick, allows me to go get after my training, having the food digested already. And of course, as always, we'll get this made, and then I will show you guys what my pre-gym supplement stack looks like. My I'll be getting up more pump here shortly, and then what carb powder I use, because that's back in the mix as well. So meal's done. I actually wanted to talk about this meal real quick, because I think this meal is a perfect example of where sometimes calories can get away from people, especially with snack items. So as you can see here, right, let me angle this down a little bit. As you can see here, this is my 2 rice cakes, 5 grams of honey on each of them, 30 grams of raisins, and then of course, you know, the RTD. So for something like this, most people are going to be like, oh, that's, you know, not a lot of food, it's not a lot of volume, which is the point, right? However, this is 50 grams of carbs roughly in this meal, and then I will intake another 50 grams from my carb powder, and we're talking 100 grams specifically for training, right before training. The reason I want to bring this up is because you could snack on this shit all day and just let calories build up. So this is the importance of tracking your food. This is the importance of knowing what you're putting in your system. Sometimes, you know, a lot of people think what they're doing ends up being completely off, and this is the reason for fat loss stalls, or even sometimes fucking weight gain in general, where it's just like consistently sneaking up. And I've been a victim of that in all of my off seasons. I can't even sugarcoat that shit. Y'all got, you know, all the proof all over social media. of me just adding a little bit extra, a little bit extra, a little bit extra, a little bit extra. So yeah, so this meal is a prime example, because I could eat a whole sleeve of rice cakes, right? I'm fucking starving. My food's not that high. We're probably in the, my sheet I have is a little off, I believe. We're probably in the 450 carb range daily. If I had to guess, 400, 450. Which for me, right, I'm maintaining at 227. 220, yeah, I was 227 again this morning. So my protein's of course high. My fats are still low, but my carbs are 450 and I'm maintaining 227, which for me is enough to be satisfied, not enough to be full. Allows my hunger to stay in a good spot. But you got to stay away from the snacking, right? And that's why I measure things still. That's why this meal may look sad, but it is super carb heavy. I guess if 50 grams of carbs is a lot on your plan. So I just wanted to kind of break that down for people, because I don't think a lot of people see the importance of measuring food, right? Oh, I can feel it out, and it's you have, if you want to be good, right? And I want to be fucking good. You have to be able to do the small things like this really fucking effective. All right. So, my pre-workout of choice, I really like Gorilla Mode. Let's see. I don't know if y'all can see that shit. So dark. I really like Gorilla Mode. I used it all prep. So we'll do one scoop. This is Bombsicle flavored. I got the pink lemonade in the cabinet as well. Shout out to Juan for gifting me that. And then for my intra-carbs, and I don't know why this is so slept on. I love this shit. Raw Fuel. Raw always has, in my opinion, top-notch supplements. Orange flavor. I think they have a lemon lime flavor. I haven't tried it, but the orange one, I mean, it's made with, there's cane sugar in here. So for me, it's like a nice little sweet treat, but it's that Instacarb. Should be maltodextrin in here as well. Oh yeah, so maltodextrin in here as well. And then each scoop is 25 grams of carbs. And those will go together in the shaker bottle. Now with this, if you don't drink it fast enough, it will crystallize. We're gonna add a little extra today. I've missed training like this so much. I'm still easing back into it, don't get me wrong. However, I have missed being back in the gym with food in my system, being able to slang and bang a little bit. So we're gonna add a little bit of Mindfuck in there from Mutant. And this is actually cool. I did not realize this until I got home from the Phoenix Iron Games show, is they put this in the overall winner's bag. So shout out again to Wings of Strength and that entire organization. They really hooked us up on that show. So I half scoop this, just add a little extra. Sometimes I like to mix pre-workouts, like half and half, or 1 and 1.5, just because they all have different arrangements of ingredients, and sometimes I like to, this is more of like nootropic based, where you have your stim based, your pump formulas non-stim. So it's always fun to mix and match, trying to get that perfect combination for the day. So I'm gonna finish the rice cake left, the raisins down to RTD. We're gonna get the baby in the car. Havana and I are gonna go to the gym, smash a push session, and then meal 3 will be more cream of rice. All right, meal 3, post push. We got cream of rice. I brought everything else. So cream of rice, protein powder, blueberries, strawberries, and I already know how much everything is on my plan for the most part, but I print that shit out anyways and leave it on top of the fridge. That way I always have it handy. But we're gonna do 100 grams cream of rice, which I use Pride Foods. I want to say Ben's code is like Chow10. I think Prob has a code as well. So if you know Prob, use his code. I love this cream of rice. This is the cream of rice I use. I know Elevate cream of rice is pretty good, but I figured out how to cook this into a creamy consistency anyways, so it's kind of irrelevant to me. Plus, I'm a peanut butter nut, so creamy peanut butter is my favorite flavor. Blueberry muffin is really good. I got chocolate in there as well. Sometimes I'll mix with the peanut butter, but we'll do 100 grams cream of rice. Get this in here. Get this in the microwave, get this cooking, and then I'll measure out all my fruits. So when I make my cream of rice, specifically Pride Foods, I'll put extra water in there and I'll cook it a little longer. And for me, I've found out that it brings a little more creamy consistency to it. You can kind of whip around, and then when you add the fruit on top, it just mixes really well. So we'll get this in a microwave. I cook it a minute at a time. Minute, stir it, and then should be about a minute, but I monitor it so it doesn't overflow because that shit gets annoying. So while that's going, we'll do our fruit. I always use frozen fruit. Holy shit. I always use frozen fruit. Holy crap. I always use frozen fruit. It just makes it easier. So we've got 150 grams of blueberries. And actually, today we got lucky. No frozen strawberries today. Havana was kind enough to cut up fresh strawberries for the baby, and I'm gonna steal some. So it's just 150 strawberry as well, and we get the fresh ones today. Which, to be honest, the baby doesn't eat a whole lot of them, so me taking them is kind of a necessity at some points. So 150, good on that. And then I will microwave this for 2 minutes as well and warm my fruit up. I actually, it warms it up enough to where when you put it in a cream of rice and they start to mix together, it's just like a perfect temperature for the fruit where you get a little bit of chill in there, but for the most part they're edible. And you're not like fucking sucking on frozen blueberries. So first minute's done. Go whip it up a little bit. Put it on for another minute. While we do that, we get 70 grams of protein. Whey in the shaker bottle, 70 grams. Cream of rice, second minute done. I'm gonna go whip that up. Shouldn't be too much longer on that. The fruit is in the microwave for another minute. So as soon as that's done, I'll whip it all together and I'll show you guys the finished product. And this is what the finished product looks like. So, finished product. I've already had a little bit. I have already drank the protein shake. Cream of rice is cold now. Sometimes that happens with this particular meal post-gym. If the gym runs a little late. You know, Ember's got a bedtime, so it is what it is. I've been eating, you know, half my meals cold at this time. All prep, nothing new. And I actually don't mind cream of rice cold like this. So we're gonna get this meal down. It is 8:30, a little later than I usually like to eat. But, you know, today's timing was a little wonky. We're still trying to figure out her new schedule because she's taking those longer naps, just one a day. So usually we try to get her down earlier, but her nap ran longer. So it's like finding that balance. So the next meal, 8:30, I finish this in, you know, 10 minutes or whatever. Next meal is probably going to be pushed pretty late tonight to 10, which is way later than I like to eat. But we're getting the meal in. It doesn't affect me. I just like to chill at the end of the night instead of having to worry about eating. But we'll get it done either way. Let me get this meal in, and then we will get meal 4 for you guys, which will be 200 grams of lean red meat. I've got ground beef, I've got steak, so maybe a combination of the two. Be another 200 grams of white rice, and then we'll slap that motherfucker over a bed of lettuce. So I've already started snacking on it, but this is the final product. Absolutely gonna finish this off, take my nice supplements. We actually topped this meal with Southwest Chipotle, Miss Dash. Was feeling spicy. And then we also have a 0 sugar cherry Dr. Pepper. Yes, I drink those. I'm not that hardcore. So yeah, we're gonna get this meal down. I gotta get some designs over to our manufacturer. So still more work to be done. One more thing I gotta do for a client tonight, and then we will head to sleep.